What is up, YouTube? This is JR Juggernaut1, and welcome to another weekly meta discussion. Today's discussion will have three topics to it. The first topic is going to be about the OCG Gold Series, which was just revealed. The second part is going to be dedicated to TU07, which was also just released. And the third one is going to be talking about the regionals I have this weekend and my thoughts on it currently and how I'm expecting to prepare over the next 3 days. So let's get to the OCG series first. Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure what to make of this OCG Gold series, with the exception of a few things. From what I heard, from the interesting thing that I thought thought about it, like earlier on, was that some people told me Tour Guide of the Underworld was going to be in this set. I was skeptical, but I was also optimistic because I wanted to see this card in there. To my surprise, though, these people who told me that it was confirmed were wrong. Tour Guide is not, in fact, in this set, and the only previously TCG exclusive that's in this set is, in fact, Zen Mains, which we already knew, but beside the point. The only thing about it I think that I found that people are telling me was interesting are two things. Is the fact that this set is reprints both Pot of Duality and Blackluster Soldier. Now, Pot of Duality, this set makes people think that this card will get hit by the ban list. Honestly, I'm not totally sure if it should. I don't know. To me, Pot of Duality, there's only one part about it that I've ever thought was like that good, which was that when you could the only thing I find broken is when decks can use it and still make big plays without having to special summon. Agents, in my deck, TG Agents, the only time you can really do that is with Creature Swap, obviously. That's one of the only ways you can make a big push while still under Pot of Duality. Other decks, though, like Insectors, can do a lot more simply because they are just limited. The equipping is not a special summon, and even if they can't get off the effect, it's still worth it for them because they're getting a big plus off in the process. However, I guess I can accept arguments that this card shouldn't be at 3 and that maybe it should go to 2. I feel like 1 would be excessive, though. Who wants to run simply one Pot of Duality? I feel like this is a card that needs to be played in multiples, hence why I think the worst thing they should do to it is put it to 2. But that's just me. What an interesting thing. But the other thing has to do with BLS. Since BLS was reprinted, a few people I've talked to now think that BLS will remain limited instead of being banned immediately because so Konami can profit off of it in the OCG. I personally don't know if I'm certain of that because as much as I can imagine them doing that, I feel like they see how broken the card is and they will ban it for that reason. It's the only logical decision that they can make, at least in my eyes. What was the other thing? Oh, and no, that was it. Moving on, let's talk about Turbo Pack 7, though. Turbo Pack 7 is probably going to go into the record books as one of the most disappointing Turbo Packs ever. My God, I mean, there were disappointing parts about the previous Turbo Packs for whatever reason, but this one takes the cake in terms of disappointment. I mean, wow, did they screw this one up? Words can't even describe it. To be fair, I didn't have huge expectations of this pack, but I was like thinking maybe we'll see a lot of cards that we really want to see reprinted since it's been a while since Turbo Pack 6. Nope, no, not the case at all. I mean, let's talk about this pack for a second. The ultimate is allied just as Catastor. I'll admit this isn't a bad ultimate, because, quite frankly, this is a card that could use a reprint, but there were more cards that needed a reprint. Though, to be fair, again, this is, I'd rather see this reprinted, like Dark Armed did not need a reprint. I still don't understand why they reprinted that as their ultimate. It's still better than Colossal Fighter, because Colossal Fighter, while not terrible, was not very good because Colossal was pretty easy and it really didn't need a foil update. It just did it. You know, it was already a super. You didn't need to make it an ulti. Catastor I can understand because Catastor, you know, it is Catastor is a card that is not that hard, easy to get, but not that difficult to get. So I don't see it as that good. I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of people having that much trouble getting Cataster in spite of how limited its release was. Go figure. The Ultra, though, is even more baffling, though. I mean, again, Allied Justice Cataster, not a bad Ultimate. Book of Moon is an Ultra I'm very iffy about. Book of Moon is, again, it's a card that's already been hollowed, so it doesn't need this kind of treatment like other cards would, so it's very weird. But that's strange. I don't know. It is what it is. But the super rares of this set are what really, like... Okay, Ultra Rare Book of Moon, it's cool. Still going to be worth something. Good card. So a lot of people are big fans of it. I'm personally not, but not the worst Ultra they could have made. The supers just make me shake my head and go, what the fuck, Konami? I don't know what to say about these, honestly. It's just that ridiculous. I mean, Turbo Pack 4 is a good example of what a very good Turbo Pack was. Because while I didn't like the Ultra, which was Gotham's Emergency Call, every single holo except for that I liked. Super Compulse. Compulse was never hollow. That was nice. It was probably the worst of the hollows. It was probably the worst of the supers, but it was still good. There were people who liked Compulsory Evacuation Device, so for that reason it was good that they made it a hollow, obviously. Super Debris Dragon. I love Debris Dragon. That was great when they made that a super. That was beautiful. I mean, that was pretty awesome. Deep Sea Diva. Not a very popular card, but it still sees some play, and it's a great card to be hollow in retrospect because it has so much potential to be an amazing card index. So, yeah. Sirocco. Blackwings were fairly popular then. Either way, you're giving Blackwing players another way to hollow out their decks. So, yeah, there you go. Supers here. Oh, God, there's only one super here that I actually think is good. Well, let's go through. You have Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. For those of you who don't remember, it's just a random 1800 beater that when it attacks a face-up defense position monster, it's automatically destroyed. Hell, for all I know, this card's already been hollow. I barely know what about this card's release was like. It's so pointless. Nobody's going to run this card in Ninja, so I don't see a reason to actually make it a super. It's weird. X-Saber Pashul. Okay, some X-Saber players will like it, but why? Like, I didn't need the hollow treatment. I could think of more like I would say TG Striker should have been hollow over this thing. Like, what the hell? I don't understand. Horn of the Phantom Beast. I'll admit, this is actually a very good choice. This is probably actually one of the best hollow choice of the entire Turbo Pack. Because Horn of the Phantom Beast is awesome. It's such a great card, and to be hollowed, I don't know why I like it so much, but I really do. That's pretty much it. The last one, though, just Yellow Gadget. Why Yellow Gadget? Why? No. Why make a gadget a super? One gadget. Not all three, but one. Were the Hobby League gadgets not enough for you? I'm sorry, I need a minute. It's stupid. The Hobby League gadgets look really nice, and they're not even worth that much. They're pretty easy to get. They're a good trade bait, but they're still very easy to get. Oh my god. Don't even get me started on this thing. I just can't. Rares are just weird and for the most part. The only rare that I like is Gear Town, Lightning Warrior, and Dark Horus. The others are just weird. Primal Seed is a rare I don't get. Like, yeah, I understand the idea of limiting it, but still. And the commons, nothing really to look at, to care about, except for 3 of them. Herald of Orange Light, which really did need a reprint, so I'm happy they did that. Serpent Knight Dragon, which is weird, because that card that didn't need a reprint, but it's kind of cool given that that and Seer You were only secrets up until this point, but whatever. Alright. But moving on from this discussion, I want to talk about regionals this weekend. I'm going to Edison Regionals. If you guys plan to go there, hit me up. Let me know. I'll definitely say hi. Just come up. I'm not a big Yugi tuber, obviously, but I will be there, and I'm happy to talk to people. I will be there with a few friends. I'm also planning to get together with a friend from school. It's going to be a very fun time. It's going to be a very long day, but it's going to be a fun time. I'm obviously going to run TG Agents. I don't feel like running a different deck. I personally think this is the best deck I can run because aside from Leeching the Light, no one really sides much against this deck, and I also love the ability, I love the fact that the deck can get out from almost any situation, but it can still side Royal Decree and do really well. I'm actually noticing the card is good against a lot of decks right now that I'm playing, that I end up versing. Like, it's good against it's very good against Chainburn, which is a very underrated deck, mind you. My friend almost won a tour guide tournament with Chainburn. He should have won, but I could go on to a whole long rant video about that, and I'm not going to. But bottom line is, like, there are a lot of, like, trap-heavy decks that I still want to watch out for. Hell, TG Stun is one of my worst matchups, and that's something I gotta definitely be prepared for. I'm still working on the deck, working on the side deck. There's a lot of stuff I'm just unsure of, but I really do like the deck right now. So I'm confident that with some testing, I can really make this prepared deck for Saturday. Guess that's it. If you like, I would post up the current build that I have, but to be honest, it's really not worth it because of how often the deck is changing. I'm testing so many different things out. I'm just annoyed because the one thing I don't like about it is that I tested out, like, I went to a tour guide tournament Monday. I went 3-2. All right, one of those wins was a bye. It was whatever. But when I went to the Max C tournament earlier today, technically yesterday, I ended up going 2-2. And I was definitely disappointed with that. Like, the deck, just, I haven't had the same success I had at Stratford, which is making me wonder whether or not I need to, like, just change what I need to do differently with the deck, because I'm just getting nervous because I feel like I don't feel like that was a fluke. I feel like if I can do very well with this deck with little to no experience in real life testing and still go like 5-3, I should be able to do the same thing here. But I don't know, only time will tell. Big change that I'm thinking about right now, testing-wise, is Thunder King in the main deck. I'm honestly realizing now how good that card is in the main deck. Not to mention the fact that it's never a bad draw, unless, like, I don't know, unless you, like, unless it's late game and you draw it late game and as a result, but if you draw it early on, oh my god, is that card good. But yeah, I'm getting into a whole nother thing, so I'm probably going to end it off here. That's it for the weekly meta discussion. In closing, I guess I just want to say good luck to all of you in your upcoming regionals. Edison's going to be a very big one, so I expect a very big turnout. I guess it's just... but for me, this is actually going to be my last regional for a while. I checked the schedule. There are 2 regionals happening during weeks where I'm home. But the problem is both of those regionals happen to be taking place on Sundays as opposed to Saturdays. And on those Sundays, I'm traveling back to school, so I can't go to either of these events, which is very unfortunate, but shit happens, unfortunately. I might be able to go to a regional in June, if there are any. But on the bright side, I already have my invite, so I don't need to worry about it regardless. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Be sure to check out my second channel, JR the Juggernaut, if you're interested in Pokemon online battles or other content that is related to Pokemon. God, I gotta make another video for that channel. Okay, I should go. Peace out, everybody, and yeah.